What is enlightenment? How do we get there? Well, this enlightenment genius is inside all of us, even you. Yes, even you. We all have it as children. It lies bottled up inside each of us, and only a few could open the bottle. Enlightenment and genius is a state of ego-less immersion in the now. It's a mental state of non-judgmental awareness, ecstasy, awakened intellect, aware of all, including desires, but not attached to desires or constructs, a liberation from false beliefs. It is a blissful, euphoric state of insight, transcending normal states of mind. The all reflected in a single mind. We open our mind and see all things are possible. It just takes time. Two different opposing ideas can be true at the same time. The infinite and infinitesimal, infinity to the power of infinity, is mirrored and expressed in a single point of expanded and contracted God consciousness. This enlightenment and genius in us all is repressed by cultural conditioning, repressed by pressure to conform, imposed rating judgments on the construction of the ego or self. This is inside all children, but we must learn to have a judgmental mind in order to know what not to do, what to eat, what not to eat, what taught to be rules. Someone has to see the future needs and store food, prepare shelter, anticipate for the future. Parents and schools must teach discipline, rules of behavior, required social conventions, and how to prepare to join society. This is essential. We must all be taught what to say, what not to say. And they try to teach us what to think and what not to think. We are pressured to form an ego, form a language, construct a timeline of past and future, make goals, and build social interaction with language. We are pressured to accept the ideas of others without question. Our language allows us to perceive a past and a future so that we can interact with others and explain our history and our hopes, our desires. But our language allows us to lie so we can cover up the past and embellish the future. The words can work against us. Our society knows that there are bad people who do bad things. The basic instinctual nature of human is the survival of self, survival of tribe, to protect things, to reproduce, to share, to help others, to communicate, to compete, to explore, and to exploit, and to twist our thoughts to conform to our beliefs. These are the instincts of the human. There are some, about 5%, 1 in 20, who have bad instincts. They have much more ideas of self, and they fake the instincts of helping others. They excessively lie and can sometimes have killer instincts. They become very clever and hide their selfish ego. Thus, we cannot depend fully on human instinct. We have to have laws to protect property, defend the weak, and to dictate the rules of society. Enlightenment and genius is further suppressed by the emotions of fear, anxiety, worry, hate, sadness, distraction, lust, guilt of the past, and hopes of the future. The enlightenment and genius is blocked by attachment to desire for things to be different, and distractions of greed, anger, lust, drugs, and self-gratification. Few can break free from the social conditioning. To break free, they must remove themselves from the marketplace. They have to get some seclusion to find the discipline and the time to get free from the words and the social false beliefs. They will learn to see the non-reality of social rules. They start to see the impermanence of thoughts and ideas. They start to see the non-reality of past and future, and they swim in the now. The mind is like a clear blue sky expanding infinitely in all directions. And through the sky pass clouds, but they are not the sky. They just pass through. Through the mind pass thoughts, words, but they are not the mind. They just pass through. So we do all kinds of exercises to reduce the words in our brain that our society has taught us were so important. As we practice reducing our words and reducing attachments, we start to observe our own mind, and from behind it we become the watcher of our thoughts. And one day a watcher is behind the other watcher and behind the other watcher, until finally we recognize behind all of those watchers is non-judgmental awareness. As we start to find ourselves beneath the words, we then start to lessen our attachments and our desires for things to be different. We develop the discipline to reduce desires, reduce attachments, reduce false beliefs, until one day we release the clinging. We see We hear, we feel, but we do not cling. We start to find that the flow of life, the Tao, the Dharma, the light flows around us. We have little control of it. So we need to be aware and change what we can and accept what we cannot. Reducing our judgments, reducing desires, attachments. We start to see the non-reality of rituals, borders, politics, beliefs. We start to become tempted by superpowers that try to take us off the path of enlightenment. But these are just distractions of ego and gratification, and they try to stop us. We finally see that the non-reality of ego itself, and with the loss of ego and becoming immersed in the now, we develop deeper non-judgmental awareness. We lose ideas of separation. We are all one. We become all, bursting with ecstasy. We expand our circle of compassion to include all things. We have stripped away our social conditioning and the sense of non-reality of words and ideas. We have become what we truly are. We are as children. We know that we are all one. We know the rules of society. We know how to talk. We know the words, but we know how to communicate with them, but not to get caught up in them. We are free from clinging. We are non-judgmentally aware. Now we can return to the marketplace with reduced suffering and be better able to help others. We are now what God and nature has made us. Enlightened geniuses. We are the true essence of what we are. Let's talk about enlightenment.